we see no alternative to making parties to the conflict to immediately have a ceasefire in Gaza, which is to be accompanied by an exchange of hostages and prisoners and organizing a full and unimpeded humanitarian access in the Strip. This can help set the foundation for the relaunching of a peace settlement of the Palestinian issues on the international basis, which is itself is based on the principle of two states, and this is something that we have always spoken in favor of. The second area for efforts is also obvious. It's an immediate ceasefire on the south of Lebanon and a general rejection by any direct or indirect participants in the conflict from using force provocations and hateful rhetoric. Madam President, today's news that the Secretary General is a persona non grata in Israel is unheard of and is a slap not just on the UN but on all of us. We call on the members of the Security Council and the UN to react to this outrageous act. And I repeat once again, in order to deal with all of these issues, we at the Security Council have the tools. What it's at issue here is having the political will. We have the will. Do you? We urge you all to answer this question as soon as possible. I thank you.
I thank the representative of the Russian Federation, and I give the floor to the representative of Sierra Leone.
Madam President, the Security Council has been convened in the most difficult of circumstances concerning the Middle East. Allow me, however, to congratulate you and Switzerland on assuming the presidency of the Council and assure you of Sierra Leone's fullest support and cooperation. Similarly, we congratulate and commend Slovenia on their efficient and excellent stewardship of the Council in the critical month of September. I also thank His Excellency Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of the United Nations, for his important briefing on a tragically escalating situation. Mr. Secretary General, be assured of Sierra Leone's fullest support, always. Madam President, colleagues, Sierra Leone is gravely concerned about the dangerous cycle of escalation in the Middle East, characterized by spiraling tit-for-tat, ping-pong retaliatory attacks, not in conformity with the United Nations Charter, including the application of its Article 51, that can only lead to a mutually assured destruction if there is no immediate de-escalation. Despite the resonant and resolute call for ceasefire by our leaders in the general debate of the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly, and repeated calls by members of this Council for ceasefire and restraint, it must be clear to all that we now have a regional conflict with multiple fronts in Gaza and violence in the West Bank, in Lebanon, where its sovereignty and territorial integrity is being violated, retaliatory attacks between Israel and Iran, as well as with the Houthis in Yemen. Since the 7th October 2023 heinous attacks led by Hamas on Israeli civilians, which we have condemned as acts of terror, we are gravely concerned about the escalation of violence that has ensued. In Gaza, the response by Israel has been characterized by collective punishment, widespread bombardment, and alarming disregard for international humanitarian law, leading to immense civilian suffering and the destruction of critical civilian infrastructure. Only hours ago, it has been reported that 50 people were killed in southern Gaza, only a few hours ago. Gaza cannot be forgotten, as the rate and pace of killings have not subsided, with over 41,000 people killed, and the Security Council Resolution 2735 all but